Hey guys, ClickUTuber here. How are we doing on this fine Thursday? Had some absolutely lovely weather today and also had a very nice day volunteering at work, actually on a little farm. I say farm, it's more like a little allotment type thing, but it was adorable. I had such a great day and now I am ready for some farming, so let's jump straight in. Game is currently loading up and taking a little while, so I'm really hoping for no crashes today after last week where we had crashes constantly at the beginning. And I really need to update the hashtag in my title because I just realised it is wrong. We are on Oak Bridge Farm, the old Calmsden map from FS22. Absolutely beautiful map, but we were having issues on Moss Valley and I don't know why. I haven't even tried to load up that save yet. Outside of stream I need to try it and test it. There's something wrong there and I feel like it's something to do with precision farming. I do not know what's gone wrong. I was really excited to be back on that map after FS22 when I lost my save. The best save that I ever had, I think. So yeah, that was a big shame. But Oak Bridge Farm is going really well. I think I'm in the middle of a baling contract, if I remember correctly. Quite a big bucks baling contract. It's either baling or wrapping. I can't remember which one. I think it was baling. So we'll be cracking on with that, getting that all wrapped up and getting that big payday in early on, which is going to be good. I've got enough pretty much to buy the first bit of land that I want to buy. Although I'm a bit uncertain what I want to do now because there is a new mod coming out called realistic grazing, I think it's called, or something along those lines, which basically is going to be insane. It adds like so much to the game. I was watching a video by FS guy on YouTube about it, the beta testing that he's done on it, and it just looks amazing. It adds all sorts of things to the game, including genetics, which I think is really cool, as well as realistic grazing things, being able to like name your animals and add all the tags and stuff. I just think it's really cool. And it sounds like a good way to improve like the rewards you get from doing all the farming. I've just realised I have no game sound, which is not ideal because I had game sound a second ago. So bear with me whilst I try and fix that. I feel like for some reason oh, don't freeze on me. The sound settings on this, I had perfect sound before I switched my input settings, so I'm tempted to switch them back quickly and see if that, there we go. Guys, can you hear that? I can hear it through my headset, but I don't think it's coming through on the PC, which is very annoying. And I don't know why the sound does this on this game. Hang on, bear with, because I can hear it through my headset. But if I actually switch to my headset on the settings, can I still hear it? That's so weird. So if I've got my speaker selected, I hear it through my headset, but I don't hear it when I'm actually on my headset. How strange. The year is 2045 and Chloe is still yet to have a stream where her sound is fine. It is indeed. It's always a problem. I don't know why. I'm wondering if I can switch. No, that's not going to help me. Game settings, general settings. Where's the audio at? Maybe game settings, right? No, that's just the actual like day-to-day stuff. Where are the sound settings at? I feel like there's some weird thing where it's trying to choose which, like where the sound's coming from, but without actually giving me the choice of where I can have my sound coming from. Outrageous behaviour. I kind of want to be able to hear it, but I also want you guys to be able to hear it, so what's going on here? Bear with me 1 second. I'm going to try and fix this off screen. Okay, so I'm back and I've actually made it worse rather than better. It's something to do with, so I got like brief glimpses of the sound when I was switching between settings on, it's something to do with the way Windows does sound, I think, is conflicting with the way FS does sound and like the way it, whatever it does anyway. But I've now made it worse because at least before I had sound through my headset, now I have zero. Oh, now it's coming from my speaker. Hold up a minute. Hold up one freaking minute. Hey, there we go. Okay, I have no idea what's going on. This game is just weird when it comes to sound. I had so many problems with it on FS22. Like, most of my streams ended up with just zero game sound, which was very annoying. Anyway, right, now we can actually get started. So let's get going without wasting any more freaking time. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I feel like it's something to do with the Windows spatial sound thing. That seemed to be the biggest problem in FS22, and I don't know. It seems just very temperamental. Sometimes it want to work, sometimes it doesn't. But who knows? The main thing is that we got it fixed now. So yeah, we are finishing this bailing contract. There's not too much more to do. Just a couple rounds around the headland. And then I think this was like a 30k contract, so it didn't actually take a ridiculously long time considering the pay. Pretty happy with that. And I think there was another couple of smaller contracts that I can have a look at as well once we are finished here. Got everything wrapped up. I did also want to try and be a bit cheeky and nick a bale and just see what happens. So I might drive out here before I collect the contract and just see if it charges me for stealing a bale from the field. I have a feeling when I pick it up it's going to say it's like not my property or something, like when I try and use it later down the line, but I think it's worth the test. Not that I plan on stealing bales in future in general, but you never know when you need one. Also be very handy for like, yeah, just things and stuff. So, and I also just like to see what the game actually lets you do, really. I think with harvesting contracts, sometimes it's worth, if you can, buying the field rather than actually, what's the word I'm saying? Oh, hey JPR, how are you doing? My coaster is now on the floor. How's the studying going for your exam? Stressed. When is it? Is it next week? Week after? Don't like FR? I didn't think that was the worst one out of all the exams I've sat so far. But I don't know, to be fair, because I'm doing slightly different exams, so maybe yours is harder. Thursday, nice. You got loads of time, mate. What are you stressed about? Got a whole weekend, 4 whole days. You got loads of time. I didn't realise though that with ACCA instead of ACA, like we have a block of revision literally right before the exam, which is really good. And I think ACCA seems to be a bit more like spread out, like the learning, which I don't know if I'd like that or not. Because you had like your revision week quite a bit before, which I guess is good in some ways because you get to do some question practice by yourself, but I find it really helpful to do it the week before. Had a revision week last week, so 2 weeks before the exam. Oh, are you sitting in Bristol? Because I think I might know someone. Actually, no, I think she's doing a different exam, but she might be up there at the same time. Other ones were like a month before. Oof, that's a long time. Oh, Plymouth, nice. Never been to Plymouth for an exam, always up to Bristol. But apparently Plymouth's quite nice and easy-ish to get to. I'm guessing you're just driving down on the day. I like to be up there before the exam because I really would be super stressed getting to the exam on the day, but that's just me as a person, so And also, me being who I am would also be late probably and miss it, so. Looks like a garage. Yeah, well, don't turn up at a garage for your exam. That's probably not gonna be the place to be. Though you never know. I'm so glad I haven't got any exams until December to worry about. But at the same time, I know it's going to really suck after not doing exams for like a good 9 months, I think. When did I do my last one? March, maybe? Yeah, so it'll be about 9 months. It's been a life of luxury, not having to worry about revision and stuff, but gotta get back to it. I bet, yeah. I literally am dreading the days. Well, I say that. I quite like exams in some ways, but like these are just a whole ball of stress. I wouldn't mind if I was doing just exams or just work, but trying to do the two together is insane. Next one after in July. Sucks to be you. How many have you got left after this one? Seven after this one. Oof. See, if I don't do CTA as a combined thing, then I've only got 5 left, and I quite like the sound of that. I don't know if I want to add 2 more on. One's only an ethics exam, so that's not too bad. Probably quite an easy pass. I think it's just multiple choice as well, so that's not so bad. But I know that the CTA exam I'd have to sit would be an absolute beast. But I also like the idea of having another qualification just for shits and gigs, you know. Our ethics was in our law exam. Easy. Nice. Yeah, so we have ethics broken down into like each module rather than individual ones. So it pops up all the time, but I know for the new syllabus that people are starting now, they've got a whole separate ethics exam, which I don't know if I like, because it was always like an easy like few marks per exam. So if you can do ethics well enough, that's a guaranteed few easy marks per exam. But yeah, who knows. Alright, I'm a bit worried that this is at 96%, and I'm nearly at the end. I think it should be fine, hopefully. Wouldn't mind it spread across exams. Yeah, it's not too shabby. I also feel like in the industry it's quite an important element, so I feel like the constant reminders kind of really ingrain it into your brain because it's in every single exam. Although then again, I guess it's also easier to ignore because you don't have to focus on a full exam of it, but I think if I did a full exam in ethics, I'd want to shoot myself in the head. %99. Nice. Contract finished. There we go. Alright. Do I want to unload that here? So I've got a full bale and a second bale. Just debating if I want to get rid of it here. Because if I do that, then I don't have to drive all the way back, but... I'm just going to chuck them out here, just in case. I kind of want to see if it says, like, who owns the bales as well. No, it doesn't. So I'm going to be cheeky, drive this back to the shop, and see if I can run away with a bale and not get in trouble. Got to start building some stocks. I don't actually know how I got in this field. It must have been from this side because that's where the road is. Eventually I do plan on getting some cows. So stocking up on a little bit of straw would be very helpful. But I think I haven't really got anywhere to put it at the moment, to be honest. I think this is technically day 1 on the farm, even though it says day 2. Like, I didn't actually get through a whole day in the last stream. Probably partly due to the technical difficulties with the other map crashing constantly. And then deciding to just bite the bullet and go with a new map instead of fighting with that one and not getting anywhere. I absolutely love that you can actually properly like hear the water sounds now. It's so good. But yeah, I will definitely, well, I'm hoping that with the new realistic grazing mod thing, if that is the name of it, I'm really hoping I don't have to make a new save to actually get it working on a map that I choose. I'd rather be able to just add it into this one. If I have to start a new save, that would be really painful, so I don't think I'll bother doing it on this one. I'd probably save it for another map later down the line. This is a hell of a tractor.
What
are you doing in my swamp? Old Maple, hey, how's it going? You been playing much FS25? What's going on here? What is going on is that I've, touch wood, had no crashes yet, both in the game or the tractor, and just finished a baling contract, which is going to be big bucks when I collect it, and I am trying to steal a bale and see how that goes for me. Not really been doing a ton of silage on 22 with friends. Nice. Yeah, I do miss the contracts on this, not having the full silage contract. Like, you now do the baling or the mowing or the tedding or the windrowing. Actually, no, do you do windrowing? I don't even know if I've seen windrowing contracts, to be honest. It's all split into little bits rather than all in one. You've barely touched 25 as well. That's nuts. How come? Just like not enjoying it as much, or? Yeah, I hate it all split up too. I agree. It is a bit of a questionable move, I think. Definitely not as good for multiplayer either. More people on 22 at the moment. Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. Right, I own this bad boy. But what I need to do is get a front loader. Before we do that, let's have a quick cheeky peek at the sale. Make sure there's nothing getting here. Ooh, that would be nice. That would also be quite nice, to be fair. But I'm happy with the tractor I chose. Wasn't an impulse buy. It was a sensible purchase. Right, let's grab one of these. I really need to figure out something better I can do with my mic arm, because at the moment it always is somewhere on my screen that I want to be able to see, but I can't because this is in the way. And I feel like that's just really awkward because I have to still use my keyboard. First world problems, eh? Did I buy that? Yes. Nice. Okay. We also need a fork. Fork off. Need to get more people on the 25 server. Ooh, actually, you know what? I might join that in the not too distant future. I might bring a friend along. We can cause carnage, but the good kind of carnage. Not the mindless carnage. I just mean my general ability to not play this game. If you watched the first stream on this map, which was last week, I think, yeah, the issues I was having was, yeah, trying to get a big old header and harvester through some very questionable gaps did not end up going in my favour. Alright, there's also leads everywhere, which are currently wrapped around the pedals. Great. That's better. There we go. Much better. Right, wish me luck, guys. I'm either going to get yelled at by a farmer or I'm going to get away with stealing. So I'm going to go one way or the other. Yeah, I will definitely hop on the server at some point, I'll be cool, because I haven't played, well, I've been playing some multiplayer recently actually with Jordan, which has been great fun. But you know what, I've never actually joined like a proper multiplayer server before, so it's always a first time for everything. I can't remember the way that I got there. I think it was up the first road. I think it was the road that's coming up that sort of goes all the way around the back of one of the fields. It's quite a long way to get around this map. You always have to go like down this main road and then navigate through various little country lanes to get to where you want to go. Which is probably quite good if you are a farmer actually, because main roads are with a tractor are a bit of a pain. I did get a laptop to run at 22 off of lol. I'm not sure it would handle both. Fair. The server, I mean, yeah, that's fair. I imagine both at the same time would be pretty intense. I definitely need to get my server set up. Keep saying it. I will do it one day. I think I go this way. It might work because it doesn't run the actual game. Oh, does it not? I thought, because you have to have 2 copies of the game, don't you, to have a server, I thought. Well, you did for 22, maybe you don't for 25. Just the assets, kinda, so it only takes a bit of RAM and CPU, yeah. Don't even need a GPU, yeah, I'm not going to bother with a GPU, it's literally just going to be my motherboard, my old chip, which is still a decent-ish chip, I think. And a bit of RAM, which I already have, and I just need some storage. Do you need 2 copies and one to run a server? Yeah, thought so. I wonder, would you be able to get away with like sharing your Steam account? Because you know you can like share access to a Steam account with someone. If I sent myself, like if I set myself up another account, could I just share it and run it like that? Or does it actually have to be you own the copy? So that would be cool if you don't have to pay for 2. Ah, Gamer Boy, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the Cutie Pie gang. Huh. I was about to panic and think there was no bales around to steal, but there is. There's plenty. Right, so what I'm going to do is quickly pop this on here. Oh no, it doesn't even let me pick them up. Oh, the game is clever. It's like, you don't own these. You can't have that. Okay, damn. There goes my plan. Well, I say plan. It was more a test. I think I was expecting there to be some sort of backlash. Either I get fined for the cost of the bail, or something similar. It's not too hard to configure, but definitely recommend getting a Giants copy for the server. Oh, interesting. Instead of Steam. Steam won't allow you to restart the server remotely. Oh. Oh, well, thank you for the pointer. Well, I know plenty of Giants partners that I can get a code from and give them a little bit of a kickback for it, so that is all good. Has a dumb pop-up that stops you. Oh, I see. That's annoying. Yeah, I guess you'd have to have like remote desktop access, maybe, to like be able to go into it and not have to like switch over or actually physically go on your computer. But then maybe that opens it up for hacking as well. I have no idea. I have no idea. Too many unknowns. Eric the Crazy Viking, welcome. And I am using the, this is the, if you type in !FS setup, that will get you the right answer because it's the Scenic side panel and the heavy equipment bundle, I think. There we go, thanks old people. I don't actually really use the side panel at all because I just get very confused on what the buttons do. I keep meaning to write little symbols on there so that I actually remember what's going on. I'm just better. Hey, welcome to the stream again, and thanks for liking the live, much appreciated. Yes, the old one, yes. I got this years ago and it's still going strong. I can't say it's like the best quality, but it was £130. The wheel was only, basically, I wasn't actually going to get the side pedal, but I was looking at getting a wheel and pedals anyway. And when I saw that the wheel and pedals were only £10 more than just the side panel by itself, I thought, well, that's a no-brainer. I'm going to get the side panel because that was something else I was planning on getting at some point, and got the wheel and pedals. And I did start to use the side panel, but I just got so confused. There's so many buttons on there. And I need to put some labels on there so I actually remember what they do. I will say the little wheel for the cruise control was very helpful though. That was great. So much easier than pressing 3 on the keyboard. Like, wow, there's also a button on here which I also can't remember which one it is, but that's a me problem. Bailey, is that multiplayer? No, this is just single player for today. When the farm gets bigger, I probably will end up recruiting help, but not right now. At the moment, I don't even own a field. We're doing a start from scratch challenge, so this is literally bare bones. And by bare bones, the only thing I own currently is a tractor, and that's all. But yeah, I was, as much as I slate this wheel, because it does feel a bit cheap, and it took a bit of getting used to, I'd say. The dead zone used to really piss me off, but if you actually adjust that, it's not so bad on the game. I think I've got mine set at 4% now, so it's not too bad. It's pretty responsive compared to what it used to be. And it's lasted me a good 5 years, if not more, so I can't really complain too much. Good evening, I'm Chris Taylor. How is it going? Did I hear correctly that you have a new job, and how is it going? Right, I remember what I was doing. I was collecting that mission because it was going to pay me big bucks. Oh, that is not as much money as I thought it was. I thought it was like 30-something K, but anyway, that's fine. I still got cash money, 61K in the bank. And I don't know what I want to do, is the problem. I know I'm going to buy probably both of these fields at some point. But they're very steep, and I also quite like the idea of owning some woodland, but yeah, both of these are very steep, probably only really suitable for grazing. The problem is a lot of the fields on this map are huge, so it's going to be a while before I can afford any other sort of farmland, and ideally I don't want to own a grass field until I can either put animals on it or at least harvest the grass, so I'm a bit stuck on what to do. I might go and visit some of these places because I'm hoping they're a bit more flat, and also there's a cute little house there. Ooh, that looks like a tennis court to me. That one's quite expensive, but maybe these ones might be better to start with. See what's what with those. Not too bad, thank you. How are you? I don't have a new full-time job as of yet, but got some hours in a care home. Oh, nice. How are you enjoying that? Well, it's probably quite different to what you were doing, but it sounds quite rewarding. I used to love the Canadian map, but silage bunkers are broken. Ooh, is that the yeah, I still can't say it. Nada something. Nadafal? I know which one you mean, I think. Highly recommend the farm stick and T248 wheel pedals, and the sim task kit from Thrustmaster keys are pretty much with symbols on it. Symbols would have been such a good idea. Why did they not put symbols on this one? That would have made everything so much easier. You knew which one I was talking about. That's good. Yeah, I also really like that one. I really like that there's other crops in it, but I do have a question. Do you know if spelt is broken on your map? And lavender contracts seem to give you the wrong equipment to harvest lavender, because I'm pretty sure you need a forage harvester of some description. Eric the Rosy Viking, I would absolutely love to get all those things. At the moment my funds are very limited in what I can afford, which is why I've stuck with this for so long, because I was really not that impressed when I first got it. But now I've gotten a lot more used to it and how it works. It's not so bad. I mean, I definitely think it feels quite cheap. Like the pedals like feel ridiculously cheap, but they do the job for now. So that is all I can ask for. It's so much better than using just a keyboard and mouse, and I really don't like using a controller anymore either. Very different, but enjoying it, and yes, it is very rewarding. I am not doing CAD though. No, that's fair. But I'm glad that you're finding it rewarding. And hopefully it won't take too long to find what you really want to settle into. I had the T248 for a week. Wouldn't stop disconnect from my PC and sold it, and got a G29 and never had any issues since. Oh dear, sounds like you might have got a dodgy one. I've heard quite good things about both of those wheels, I think, actually. G29 I've heard a lot about. I don't really know what the difference is between the two though, to be honest. Farm stick is amazing. Yes, I really want to get the farm stick at some point. At some point. One day. The G29 is nice. Nice. Yeah, I've heard good things. Good things. I mean, I think most Logitech stuff generally is pretty good. Like, I've got the Logitech MX Master 3 and it is amazing. 100%. Like, I was fully Razer before, and since having this mouse I would not look back. It just feels so much nicer, much higher quality. The only thing is, obviously it's not RGB, but the battery life is incredible, so. And I don't get a sore wrist, so it's all a win-win. Right, so I need to pick up another contract probably. I think I was debating doing a fertilizing contract. 20k would be nice. That one would be insane. I'm tempted to do that. How much would it cost me? Okay, so it's going to use 1 and a bit loads of fertilizer, as in one full spread worth, as well as a little bit extra. So I'm thinking if I buy enough to fill it and take a bag over, I should have enough, and that's going to be an insane payout. RGB is overrated, but that's my opinion. My PC is fully RGB and I absolutely love it. My keyboard, can I pick up my keyboard? Is also RGB and I really love that too. I absolutely love RGB, but it is overrated, I think, in certain places. Oh damn, I should have taken these baling contracts. I think I was going to, but I was sorry, I'm getting so sidetracked. I was debating taking these, and I thought I'd taken the 31k contract, but I think I took the smaller one to see how big it was and if it was going to be mind-numbingly painful to take on a bigger contract. So I probably won't take that on right now. I'm going to take on this fertilizing contract for now. Nerd. Yes, I 100% agree. But that's fine. Nothing wrong with being a nerd. I think I was actually debating.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. I think I was very much debating buying myself a fertilizer spreader. I mean, that was in the sale. It's asking to be bought. The only issue I have is it doesn't spread lime, and I do want one that does both. I don't really want to have two of the same thing, just to do two different things, if that makes sense. Nope, definitely not. Agree to disagree. Is all I'm gonna say. Right, anyway, fertilizer spreaders. I do want one that does both. So let's grab, not that one, maybe that one. No, that's only got 27 meter working with. I think we want to go for that one. And we want to get the biggest extension possible. And you know what? I'm gonna get paid 50k. I'm gonna buy this for 20k, because why not? I can afford it. I got cash for days, son. And then we're gonna buy 4 of these. Nice. I'm ready to go. And then I'm gonna also buy, I think I want to get a rear weight, and I'm probably gonna put this on the front in case the field's really steep. Oh, I was agreeing with you. Oh, I see. Sorry. Definitely not wrong with being a nerd. My brain is like a fish. I cannot remember anything within like 2 seconds. So, I apologise. But yes, there is nothing wrong with being a nerd. Same. ADHD brain is what it is. Is what it is. Right, let's grab one of these bad boys. And we are gonna buy that outright because we can. YOLO. And then let's whack it on the back. I think this is the way that I want to attach it. I'm hoping it lets me attach it this way. Or did I want to be the other side? Oh, no, I got it right. That's the first time for everything. And then, seeing as I've got the front loader already, I am going to be trying to do this as legit as possible. So we are going to be sorting out stuff by, you know, loading up things by actually using the fork, the front lift. I do for front loader. Words are hard, guys. I also really, I will say this again. I wish every shop by default had a oh no, we can't pick up all of those. Had a forklift at the shop that you could use by default. I think it's silly that it doesn't have anything like that. How is the rugby going? Break any fingers lately? No, so I actually made quite a revolutionary decision. I say revolutionary, it's not revolutionary. But I've basically retired from rugby, which is very sad because I loved playing rugby a lot. But with my job, I can't really afford to be injured because if I can't work, then that's me kind of screwed. But also, yeah, I played a game in January.
You what?
You what? I played a game in January, as you may or may not remember, and I injured my hand quite badly. It still to this day is not the same. Like if I hold things at a funny angle, it really hurts. So I probably do need to go to a physio and sort it out. But who has the time or the money to do that, right? So I'm just leaving it to fester and hoping it one day is magically better. Sadness, but you gotta do what makes sense, yeah, for sure. And also, like at the moment, like Jack and I are always busy, like always. There's not a weekend at the moment we're not doing anything. And whilst I know after the wedding's been and gone, it's gonna be less busy, theoretically. We are also considering buying another fixer-upper type house. So I just don't see when I'm gonna have the time to play. Like I was already really struggling with exams and stuff to balance everything. Like obviously when you play for a club, they sort of expect you to actually be able to play. And it was getting to the point with exams that I only managed to do 2 games this season. Not just because of injuries, just because of like general time. So and also getting to training was very difficult, and sometimes I was just so tired that I didn't have it in me to go to training. So it just wasn't really the right thing to keep trying to do, I think. Life just takes you into different directions sometimes. When's the big day? The big day is in August. So yeah, really looking forward to it. It's coming up very quick. Painfully quick actually, because I know that there's so much I need to do still, and I definitely have not done it yet. Awesome. Yeah, it took us such a long time to actually nail a date down. But yeah, it's happening, finally. Finally. Yeah, we were engaged for, it will be 3 years by the time we actually get married, so it's been a long time coming, and yeah. Good soup.
Good soup.
I am going to assume you have everything ready. Absolutely not, Chris. Absolutely not. This is what I'm starting to panic about, because I feel like there's so much I need to be doing right now. But I don't know what it is. Nope, there's a car coming. Let's pull over in here. We'll just go straight around, that also works. Yeah, so I'm having a meeting with like my gran, my mum, hopefully Gina, who's my one of my maid of honours, and my aunt hopefully as well this weekend, and we're just gonna like run through things, figure out what I still got to do, which is definitely a lot of things. And then start making a move on some of those, because yeah, it's like 3 months away now. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. Crazy. And I am still working over that time, so yeah, I've got to get my ducks in a row and hopefully not forget anything major for the big day. Spreadsheets are your best friend for this. Yes, I honestly think I should have made like a little timeline, you know, like a little Gantt chart. Is it called a Gantt chart, where you got the little bars of when you should be doing things? That would have been very helpful. I also have got a spreadsheet for like my budget and stuff for the wedding, because obviously I do. I'm an accountant. Literally one of the first things I did when we got engaged. That and make a guest list. Yeah. So yeah, it's just nuts. But yeah, when you're doing a sort of DIY wedding. Oh, hello. You are destroying the crops. So I'm going to try and go on the channel as much as I can. I hope this is the right field as well. Yeah, it is nice. When you're sort of doing a more DIY wedding, which is what we're doing, it is just insane the amount of stuff you have to think about. But hopefully it's all going to work out as it's meant to. It is a Gantt chart. Nice, thank you, Chris. I could picture it in my head, but I wasn't 100% sure that was the right thing. Actually, you know what? Because this is such a big field, I can't really afford to not do this efficiently. Do I want to do 2 laps of the headlands? Yeah, let's go with that. So I'm gonna... Oh no, that's worker. We don't want a worker. That's not what we want. We want to do this ourselves. How is there no field course detected? You are on a field. There we go. That's better. I know this is going to destroy a bit more of the crop, but it's going to be worth it, right? If this was my field, I wouldn't be doing it probably like this, but it is what it is. Giant's chart is better. Just give us a farm sim on that calendar. I agree. Do love some farm sim. Honestly, such a good game, such a good game. I just didn't play this for such a long time. I think I was just waiting for more mods to come out, to be honest, because mods are life. 1300 mods running on this game right now. I'm still having a great time. FS22 did get out of hand. I at one point had 2,300 mods. No, 2,500 mods. And it was not bad performance, but it was just insane. 1,300, the heck? Yeah, I didn't even think that was 1,300 on the store, but I initially was like, right, I'm gonna be refrain from doing what not refrain, I'm gonna be, what's the word? Not refined either, that's also the wrong word. I'm gonna be reserved, I think is the right word I'm looking for, and try not to get every single mod that I think is a good idea, and then that quickly descended into, yeah, 1,300 mods. I got 5 LMAO, yeah, very different outlooks on mods. Dear, that's funny. I am surprised that my PC is handling the amount of mods I have on top of the streaming on 3 different platforms. I thought I was bad. How many of you got Gamer Boy? Yeah, I've always been obsessed with mods. I think there's just so many incredible mods on this game. It's the same with Sims. Like, I honestly was mind blown when I found you could mod The Sims. I always used to play it straight up vanilla. Did not know there was so much like mod stuff you can add to that game, which is insane. She just loves the realism. I do. Which is why I'm really excited for the realistic grazing mod. I think that's what it's called. I didn't actually check before stream started if it's in the FS store, whatever, mod hub, whatever you want to call it, beforehand, but I know that it's in beta, so hopefully not too long until it's on the actual main store. 1050, nice. That's still a pretty strong number of mods. Oh, there are countless Sims mods. Chris, I know, but I didn't know, and then my mind was just blown. Bayless Lifts. Hello, Chloe. Welcome, Will. How are you doing? How is uni? When are you coming back from uni? Is the real important question. Same here. Yeah. As in, same here to the realism. We love realism. This is because I play this game because I would love my own farm, but I can't afford my own farm, so I have to settle for this instead. Good to ask you. Currently having a cheese and wine night. Good to ask you. Good to ask you. What are you on about? Boo, welcome Old Maple on TikTok as well. Thank you for following, much appreciated. Oh, I'm driving off the field, that's not good. Not good at all. We haven't got fertilizer to waste. Also, welcome John Fisher to the stream. But yeah, what nuts? I think mods and realism. Yep, agreed. Mods and realism. Hunt all the way. That's why I'm so happy that GPS is now part of the base game, because that is something that's been used by farmers for quite a while now. Like, why was it not a base game thing? Obviously it was a mod, but it was such a pain having to try and figure out how to use it without it being base game. I mean, it probably wasn't, I just didn't bother. We are having a cheese and wine night. Oh yes, I got that much, Will, thanks. Up the Row. For anyone who's not aware, that's the Royal Agricultural Uni. Which I would have loved to have gone to. If I could do my life over again, I would just learn how to be a farmer. I'd have a great time. Problem is, I would not have the money to ever buy my own farm, so I'd have all this ability, but no actual land. Why am I too far? Next field course segment. I'm literally on the next field course segment. You're chatting beans. Oh, unless I did one headland by accident, but I don't think I did. DJ James, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Drop out of work and join me for second year at RAL. I don't think I could do that well. It would be a lovely idea, but I don't hate my job right now, so that's good. And also, I'm making more money than I ever have before in my life. I'm not gonna stop now. And by making more money, I still feel incredibly poor. But it's weird to think actually that I am making like the best salary I ever have, but I still feel incredibly poor. And I will continue to feel poor for a long time, but maybe once I qualify I'll feel a bit better. Who knows? You just never know with this life. I have copious amounts of cheese, however you can never have too much cheese. I agree, Will, I agree. Yeah, I could do with the cheese and wine now, actually. What's crazy is that my partner Jack absolutely hates cheese. Well, I say he absolutely hates cheese. He now willingly accepts cheese, whereas before he adamantly hated cheese and wine and beer. He likes all three now, which is crazy. Partly because my parents literally force-fed him cheese and wine. He was like, you know what, this isn't so bad. No such thing as too much cheese. Chris is in agreement with you all. Although Chris, for everyone else around you, there is definitely a thing as too much cheese. Right, it does kind of make me sad that I'm messing up the nice tram lines that this farmer dude had going for him, but I don't even care because we got money to make. Zana has had too much cheese, however. She feels ill. Oh, bless her. She needs to learn to pace herself in more than one sense, from what I've heard. Not that I can talk. I am incredibly bad on pace myself. They say live and learn, but I've never learned. Old Mabel went away to make Chloe a sandwich. Remember, please don't mute the stream. Only mute the tab. Okay, thanks. She heard that LMAO. Sorry, Zana, but I know your pain when it comes to that sort of stuff. All too well. I am 27, question mark, 28 this year. Never once learned how to pace myself. That's funny though, that she heard that. Please don't hate me, Zana. I want to come see your farm. Oh, hello. What are you doing? think my fertilizer spreader bumped off the floor then. Not great. Good thing this isn't real life, or that would be broken. She said you're welcome anytime. Oh, thanks. You may regret saying that, because I may never leave. Yeah, so today I was on a sort of farm type thing. It's like a little charity run to help special needs adults learn how to grow things and also cook food with like what they have, so what they can grow or what they have bought from the shops, and just sort of help them have a bit of like normality, is that a word? Basically just support them, give them a really nice space to be. It's really like cute and tranquil, but they have got a ridiculous number of fruit trees and stuff, and it's amazing. I didn't even know half the stuff that they had you could even grow in the UK. Like, I can't remember, but I feel like they said they got cashew nuts growing, but I feel like those don't grow in the UK, but maybe I am completely wrong on that. I don't really know because I don't like nuts, so they do not interest me whatsoever. Well, they kind of do if I can grow them. I like growing things. I've had my name on an allotment waiting list. In fact, I've had my name on about 5 different allotment waiting lists for over a year now. It's getting a bit depressing. Right, Chloe, off for more cheese and wine. Have a nice night. You too, Will. Enjoy your cheese and wine. Maybe I will join you for a cheese and wine night sometime soon when you're back from uni. I haven't had cheese and wine in a while. Of course, it will be white wine though, because I don't drink white wine. Red wine. Red wine. Right, it says we're 76% done, but this feels like this feels not even half done looking at the map. Also really close to being out of fertilizer, but I don't particularly want to fill up right this second. Why are you dragging along the floor? You should have loads of clearance. Am I just going around the corners too fast? Most likely. Like I do IRL as well. Right, I think this will be the last contract of this in-game day. 51k is absolutely nuts. This obviously hasn't taken me that much time. Fertilizing contracts I think are always the best paid, because whilst you have to buy the fertilizer, it's normally a pretty quick job if you've got a big, wide working width. Oh, it's completely run out of fertilizer. When did that happen? Okay, right, we're gonna have to drop this off. Luckily I came prepared for this moment, but I'm going to destroy a fair amount of crop. Oh yeah, my weight is on the front as well. That's not very helpful, is it? I hope I don't get like a penalty for destroying too much crop. I would very much like to get row crop tires as well, but I would rather do that when I've got my own workshop rather than having to pay to do things. I can't remember if you own the tires, if you have to actually pay at the like main shop place, workshop thing. Okay, I did run out a little bit further back, so let's just back it on up. And crack on. Oh, hello. Don't do that. One thing I wish is that it wasn't a default thing that you hired a worker. I kind of wish it was default that it would just lock onto a lane rather than hiring the worker. Maybe that's just my personal opinion. I don't know if everyone else agrees, but I feel like that's better than hiring a worker. It's so annoying when you accidentally hire a worker. I absolutely love GPS, like you don't even have to think about it. Just whack it on. Does it all for you. Lovely stuff. Right, it's better be enough fertilizer because I really do not want to have to go all the way back to the shop. It said like 7 grams worth of fertilizer. I think it was 7 grams worth of fertilizer. But I don't think I'm going to have enough. I've got 18% left. And we've got 10% left of the field, but it's going down pretty quickly. It'd be so annoying if I've only got like the teeniest, tiniest of patches left at the end of this. I mean, it does look like there's quite a lot of field left to go as well, so my hopes are not high right now. If I'd known it was going to be, if I needed more, then I would have just bought another 2 full bags with me. Rather than 2 nearly empty ones. I mean, we're quite close to the end of the field, but 93%, 13% left in the tank. If we can do it, it's going to be hella close. So after this, I'm going to have 80k, which is crazy. So I will be going over to investigate the fields that I pointed out earlier. I don't want to get the super steep bits of grassland just yet. They will be perfect as soon as I am ready for cows, but I think I decided on cows. I can't actually remember if I made any decisions last stream. I think I was debating which animals to go with first, and I decided on something that only needs grass, so potentially young cows until they won't need silage straight away, which is the good thing. They can just live on like hay or grass, something like that. The other thing is like sheep, because they literally just need hay, which is very good. I know that it says that the contract's finished, but I am going to try and finish this last little strip off as much as I can. Sheep are really like low maintenance animals, so I can kind of just stock them up and they'll be fine for a while, but they are a bit boring because all you have to do is just chuck some hay or grass in front of them and they'll be fine. But that's the thing. I obviously want to have something more going on in future. The question is, do I just not get cows straight away and get them as a longer term goal and get something easier in the meantime, or what? Or do I just jump in straight away with the baby cows that aren't really doing a whole lot apart from growing, and it doesn't matter if they're not at max efficiency because they are going to be just growing. They don't need to be, well, they're not going to be making any milk, so they don't need to be at full 100% efficiency. They just need to grow. But then again, if I get later into the game, I can add the realistic grazing mod on. Is that going to mean that when they grow up, they're going to be worse quality because they haven't had the top quality food all the way up? It's just very confusing. Who knows? I really quite like that there's irrigation. This is another mod, I believe, that's added this on, which basically tells you the moisture levels of various bits of ground. So like right here, you can maybe see that the moisture retention is 168% apparently, and the moisture is actually 26%. And that irrigation is inactive as well as inactive on this field. And it has like the ideal moisture, the current moisture. So the current moisture of this crop is about 9.5%, and the ideal moisture is 12.5 to 13.5%. So I feel like having this mod is going to make my life incredibly difficult. I don't really know what I need to do to irrigate the fields as such to make it perfect. I don't know if you literally just have to fully rely on the rain if you have no other choice. It's all a bit of a puzzle really, but it doesn't actually rain that much in this game, which is quite good if you want to be harvesting and stuff. But if you want to play the realism, then you know the weather is going to have an effect on your crops. Right, now before I go back to the shop, I was going to have a look at some little bits of land, wasn't I? So actually, the big... Oh, I think I might know these fields. I haven't played on them myself, but I feel like potentially you... Oh, maybe I'm getting confused with those fields, actually. Out of interest. Let's see how much these are. That one's 50k. That's not bad. Maybe we'll check out all of these fields. So I'm not particularly attached to anywhere yet. So there's a good couple over here, and I quite like the way that these are broken up. So I can buy all of these and then buy that big one eventually, when the cash is coming in. And I don't know about this bit, so obviously this is just like the general public land, I guess, like the village and stuff. It is free to buy, but I don't really want to buy all that land if I can't really use it and do a whole lot with it. So ooh, I like the gates into this land though. Look at this, very fancy. So we could potentially eventually buy one of these houses, maybe. Cute little houses there, adorable. And it does look like there's some sort of shed down here as well. Okay, the gates into the field is there. Actually, I'll go into the next bit because I think that's the big main field. And then there's a couple barns there. Little water tank, very nice. And there is like, I was right, it was a tennis court there. Some sort of, oh, there's a horse training facility. That's cool. This looks like it's chickens. That is definitely a chicken coop to me, but I don't know if you buy it, if that actually is a chicken coop or if it's just a little bit of decoration. It'd be cool if that was an actual chicken coop, because yeah, I do want to get chickens at some point in this game, just not just yet. This is cool though. I like this. Yeah, that is really cool. But if I buy it, I don't know if I can get rid of it. Let's have a look. Because I won't probably be doing horses on this map, at least not at the beginning. So, don't want to buy something I can't really do a whole lot with. Can I get rid of you? Oh, I can get rid of you. That's cool. Okay. Let's see if I can get rid of these. Oh, it is an actual chicken pasture. That's cool. Okay, cool. That's good to know. I can't get rid of these. There is an advanced... There is like a farm cleanup thing, but I don't want to get rid of everything that's around. Okay, that's cool. You can also get rid of those sheds if you wanted to as well. Okay, I like this. So this field I think was quite expensive from what I remember. I want to say 100 and something K. Yeah, okay. So I wouldn't be buying that straight away. I don't also need to buy the chicken straight away, although that's only 4 grand, which seems nuts. But I would definitely like to buy that field and that field. But I do want to just double check before I do that I don't want these fields over here. So let's go and have a quick look at those. This is where it gets interesting. Trying to make all these decisions, because once you set up a farm, you don't really want to be leaving it straight away. You also don't want like loads of fields dotted around all over the place, because then it's a bit of a pain to drive to them all. So there's 36, which is pretty much straight opposite. And I feel like I did eye this up and think that would actually be really good. I've gone the wrong way, can't get through there. This is a very pretty map. Like, imagine driving through gates like this to your fields. How beautiful would that be? Right, so 36 is literally just here. And that is a really nice bit of land. I do like it. I love that gate as well. Let's see if I can get a better view. So I don't know if this is a cow shed. Okay, we won't run in third person because I feel like that looks weird. But let's just go and have a look. But what's in here? Yes, it is in fact a cow shed. Oh, and it's got a milking machine. Nice. Okay, so that's probably worth quite a lot of money. Nope. Okay, so the actual field is not too bad. Is that the field I just went through? Am I going for a different bit of land? No, that was field 36. This bit of land is expensive. That is 100k exactly. Including that though, which would be very good. Okay, I do want to have a look at 19 and 21. At the moment though, I quite fancy field 39 to be honest. The issue I have is though, because that's not considered, this is considered a proper field, so you can see the yield potential based on the soil type. Cannot see that for this because it hasn't actually been ploughed yet, so you don't really know what you're getting. But let's have a quick gander over here. Oh, see, I really love the view from this field, but it is quite steep. It'd be really nice to have a field with that view at the back, and also the river at the bottom would be really nice too. But it is quite steep, and I don't have big powerful tractors at the moment, so I'm a bit worried how they'd cope with mowing and baling and stuff on this field. Same with this one. Again, a really nice field, but whereas this one is nice and flat, but it's huge, so I think it's going to be a lot of money. Yeah, just a cheeky $500,000. Can't afford that. Okay, I think we have made the decision. It's going to be these ones to begin with. And I kind of want to buy both, but we'll just start with this because I can't actually afford both right now. Oh, actually, I can afford both if I accept the contract, but do I want to get both straight away? I kind of want to keep some money in the bank because I know I need to get quite a few different things from the shop. So let's just pull the trigger on that one. That is exciting. Right, let's run back to the tractor wherever I left it. It's all the way back in this field. But yeah, eventually, I mean, I'm tempted to not buy anywhere but there for the cows. It's quite convenient location to the other bit of land that I've just bought as well. So not too bad, not too bad. But yeah, how exciting. First field is purchased. Actually, you know what, before I forget, I'm going to take this money so I don't feel super poor. There we go, 57k in the bank. Lovely. My game sound's gone again. Where'd that go? I don't know when that went. Oh, hello. I'm gonna go. There we go. I don't know what it is with this game and sound. It's something to do with like the Windows stuff. I feel like it's since I clicked out onto OBS actually that it did that, but at least we have a place to call home for the evening. I'm probably going to pop a tent down actually in the corner just to give us a space to sleep, and that'll technically be our place of residence, I guess, if you can call it that. Alright, there we go, guys. So, I am gonna take a quick 2-minute break, maybe 5 minutes, stretch my legs because they are sore from all the work I've done today, and I will be back in a second. Hey guys, I am back. I don't know where the sound's gone. Because I had sound. And now it's gone again. I don't know if it's because I've got multiple screens and if that's confusing things. But yeah, I am not getting any sound. Which is very frustrating. Because I don't think I tapped anything weird. I might just have a quick fiddle with my sound settings because apparently something I did earlier did eventually make it work again. Device effect. Oh, I had a glimmer of sound then. It's so strange because like when I'm on the settings, if I change the audio enhancements, it comes on for a second and then it turns off again. So I don't know if you can hear that, but like when I switch, it gives me sound for like literally a second and then it doesn't. So hopefully it'll fix itself in a second. We can only hope. But yeah, this is the field we own now, so let's quickly plonk a tent down because we need somewhere to sleep tonight. And that is the only thing that we are going to be able to probably afford right now. So you can get, I've downloaded a few mods for this because I like to be able to pop my house down wherever I fancy. I quite like this idea of buying a house and popping down the little rocking chair out the front. I think that's adorable. But because we don't actually have like a house on the land. Ooh, I could get a little house like that though, couldn't I? Ooh, so many options. I'm tempted to actually put like a proper house down. But I think I'll save my money for now. Although that is so cool, I love that. Oh, do I just do it? It's very tempting. The problem is I don't really want to block my exits. Oh, that's so cute. I didn't even notice there's like a little allotment here. And there's a guy we can talk to over there as well. I think he might be Noah, I'm not sure. I mean, potentially, if I did buy that little plot of land, that looks like a good place for a house, doesn't it? Ooh. Okay, now let me just quickly see. My headset is still on, isn't it? Pretty sure it is because I just heard sound a second ago. So I think this bit of land might be the free bit of land. Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm buying a 35k house and I'm putting it right here, I think. I don't want it right next to the tennis court. I do want it facing that way though. Although, maybe it makes more oh, I don't know. If I push it right the way back and pop it there, does that make good sense? I think it does. And then I can connect up the path a little bit. What kind of ground do we reckon that is? That looks about right. There we go. Let me do the same here. So it all looks like it's meant to be connected. There we go. Nice. Oh, look at that. Okay, I did not expect to be buying a house this soon, but that was just too cute not to. Absolutely adorable. It's actually a house that Jack and I currently have our eye on. Which looks like it has the perfect amount of space in the garden to A, put a building in which we need for an office, as well as have a little area for growing stuff. So, I mean, it's a bit of a dream at the moment because we haven't even got an offer on our current house, but look at this. This is so cool. I wonder if I can like light the fire. Damn, no you can't. That'd be so cool if you could. I mean, it's got sort of like a little, how do I crouch? There we go. It's got like a little flame going on in there. I mean, that could be it literally has like a piece of wood in there and then a photo of a fire and then a actual like bigger photo behind it. I feel like that could be slightly better, but look at this. It's even got a little kitchen. This is adorable. Okay, nice. Right, well, seeing as we have no game sound, I think it's time for bed. I'm so annoyed that that's disappeared. But anyway. Right, the current time is 6. time do we want to wake up? Maybe 6:30. Might still be a little bit dark, but we'll see. So we've got a few things on sale. I am going to I should have had a look yesterday before I finish off the day, because I feel like that's going to be a big regret of mine. I think I did see a couple mowers in the sale. And then I don't think I'm going to get them now, which is really annoying. But look at that beautiful sunrise. A little bit misty, still early, but very nice. Very glad to have that. Cool. Don't think we'll bother speaking to Noah, or whatever his name is. Right, mission of the day. Let's see what is in the sale. Because ideally I do want to start harvesting this grass. I know it's not, oh, don't freeze on me here. Come on. Oh, don't you dare give me the blue wheel of death. Because I will lose a lot of progress. Actually, maybe I won't. I can't remember the last time I saved. No, there we go. It's fixed itself. Yeah, so there is grass on the ground. It won't be the best grass, but I don't really want to tear it up before I have cut some of it, because it looks like a pretty healthy bit of grass. Obviously it's not planted though, and it hasn't been fertilised or any of that, because it's not a proper field. So it's not going to be the most amazing cut of grass ever, but it's better than nothing. But oh my god, there's so much in here. There's so many tractors. Damn. Okay, well we won't be buying any more tractors just yet, because that's a bit of a waste of money. There is a little side mower. Ideally though, I'd want to get either one big rear mower that's kind of like trailed, or go straight in with the front and rear. Front mower and the rear butterfly mower. I don't like just having one on the side. I feel like it makes it really awkward. Let's just see what we can get right now. I've only got 20k left because I spent most of my money on the house, which is probably a silly move, but I couldn't resist. Okay, so actually butterfly mowers, maybe not, but oh, that's 51k. Oof, but then there is this one, which I think would be pretty good. I don't really know how this works. I don't know if I would need a front mower as well. I mean, that's still a lot of money, 49k. Is it just worth getting those for pretty much the same money? 8.3 meter working width. I think that might be a better option, potentially. Although I didn't realise that I wasn't looking at any of my mods. How could I forget? I've got so many. Because there's also that sort of thing, which is 7 meters, but it's only 40k rather than 50k. There's also that one. That's only 3 meters though. I thought I had more mods in this, not gonna lie. Okay, right, we won't be getting any little ride-on mowers, that's for sure. There is also this, which is a 4 meter working width, and obviously very cheap. Oh, there's so many decisions to be made. So many decisions. I'm kind of tempted by the batwing one. I do quite like a batwing mower. I feel like they're just a little bit easier in some ways. Although then again, it's only 4 meters. I might as well just spend 50 and get 8 meters. Let's see what contracts are available today. Right, how long is that going to take me? That is a hell of a contract as well. I feel like that wouldn't actually take that long. Apparently that's less profit per minute than the mowing one is. I mean, that's tiny. Although the lease cost is quite high. Oof, do I just jump in with a massive mowing contract? I think I'm gonna do it. YOLO. I haven't done any mowing yet. I need to do my own mowing, but that's fine. I'm really annoyed that there's no game sound right now. It really ruins like the immersion of it. Of the game. But I don't know why. I might just quickly have another quick fiddle around with these. I did manage to make it work earlier just by messing around with some of the settings. Use this for audio. Don't allow. Oh, allow apps and Windows to use this device for audio. No, we do want to allow that because of my over. Or choose where to play sound. It's so strange that it works 1 minute and breaks the next. Like, am I pressing something that's making it break somehow? Oh, and now the game's frozen. Perfect. Just what we want. I really would like to know if I'm the only streamer that has this problem. Like, is there something that's wrong with my PC, or is it just a game thing? I know in FS22 there was a lot of posts of people saying they have no game sound and they couldn't figure out why. One of the common things was this like Windows Sonic for headphones type thing, I think, or something to do with the game sound drivers, but I'm a bit concerned now that my game is not, has frozen and won't let me on it right now. There we go, that's better. It's just so strange it keeps breaking. My tractor is also in desperate need of a wash already. It's only been 1 day, but it's disgusting. I don't know why I'm bringing this with me actually. Oh, actually no, maybe I will bring it with me just in case I need to do another fertilizing mission after. Because no point coming back for it when I can just leave it at the shop. It's literally so disappointing without sound. What a nightmare. It's like FS gets confused where it's actually sending the output to. It's like something overrides it and I just don't know why. I might have a quick look at the mixer actually when I get to the shop and just see if I can play around with it and get it working again. I know before I had to like basically mute a lot of the background sounds, which weren't really sounds anyway, and then it would sort of, it was almost like it was overriding farming sim sounds for some reason. But why would it do it mid-game? Like, it was fine and then it wasn't fine. Also, this mist is absolutely insane. I absolutely love the lighting on FS25, but my god, does it make it sometimes difficult to actually see where you're going. Like, look at this. Early morning mist is normally, you know, fairly misty, but I feel like this is maybe a bit too intense mist. I know it clears up a little bit though, so we won't do anything about it just yet. Alright, let's have a quick play around with the mixer. Not what I want to be spending all stream doing, but I do want it to be working. Right, let's get rid of you. I know if I turn down the OBS sound, then it actually affects the sound that you guys get, so it won't be fiddling around with that too much. I'm also wondering if it's if I exit Axon. Oh, oh, I fixed it. Nice. There we go. There we go. Just have to do the right little fiddle, but it's so annoying that's just, yeah, things override it all the time. Netflix, I know, is one of the things that massively annoys me, because I quite often, well, it's rare that I will game and not listen to something in the background or watch something whilst I'm playing. whatever game it is, the only game that I never really did that with, or at least recently never did that with, was The Witcher 3. Because that was just such a good storyline, and you sort of had to hear what was going on anyway, to be honest. But every other game, pretty much without fail, I will 100% have like Netflix or YouTube on in the background. My favourite one combo recently was playing Schedule 1 with Breaking Bad on. But I think I overplayed Schedule 1 just a little bit, because I'm not playing at the moment as much. But that is also a very good game. But yeah, that with Breaking Bad on in the background was great fun. With FS, I either like having just something like Netflix on and probably watch something like Friends, or I don't know, something a bit more chill that I've watched a few times before. My favourite thing is Brooklyn Nine-Nine on repeat. Cannot stop watching that show. But I've actually recently started watching Friends again for the first time in a while, because I, again, used to watch that on repeat. But I love that so much, that show. And also love Simply Living Alaska whilst playing FS, because that is just such a good channel. It's also like very generally quite chill vibes, doing a little bit of farming themselves. They grow most of their own food throughout the year, so which is nuts because they live in such a crazy climate. They've got such a short growing season, but I'm just fascinated by how they manage to grow all their food pretty much for an entire year. They can it up, and yeah, it also looks amazing. Just a crazy different lifestyle. I think the winter would be a little bit depressing up there, but the rest of the year just looks absolutely gorgeous. And it's also a very, very long, harsh winter, but it would be so cool just being in that much snow. Right, we are approaching the field, and I have a feeling I might have bitten off a bit more than I can chew on this one because I can't even see the field right now because it's so bloody ridiculously big. But yeah, we're gonna definitely be using GPS for this one, I think. I'm trying to unfold it. Oh, you have to lift it up, unfold it, and then put it down. Huh. Okay. Well, each their own. And we definitely want to be doing at least 2 laps of the headland, I think. Damn, this is going to be a lot of mowing. Do we want to? Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Is that unfolded? Apparently so. I feel like... are those... like, what are they for? Are they for making a swath? Oh, that is cool. I like that. Okay, we're gonna make nice neat swaths, because why not? I don't know if the front bit has a swath mode, or if it literally just files it all into one thing. Who knows? But anyway, let's attach ourselves to a lane. I think this is not the not the furthest lane, obviously, because we've got quite a big patch on the side, but that's fine. We can go around the middle bit of the headland and then go back around the full width eventually. Damn, this is going to take me absolutely hours. I don't even know if I'm going to finish this one mission today. It is huge. And this is the short side of the field. That is insane. Damn, son. That's what she said. But seriously, the size of this field is absolutely nuts. Right, we've done just the short side. We've done 2% of the field. This is insane. Absolutely insane. Okay, this seems like a very dark corner. I think it's just with the lights sort of trying to come up, but it doesn't really know what it's doing. Looks like a pretty healthy cut of grass as well. I know this is like a really decent size working with, but that looks like a good pile. It's obviously been well looked after grass. Okay, I'm intrigued to see like what one lap of the headland looks like. Oh, don't you dare freeze on me. What one lap of the headland looks like progress-wise. Stop freezing, please. See, this is probably where the 1300 mods I'm trying to run at the same time probably is causing slight issues, but it's all worth it. She says, I won't be saying it's worth it if it crashes the whole game. Okay, this one end of the field feels like it's going on forever. Okay, actually it is quite a decent length, to be fair. This is probably the longest side of the whole field. Oh, hello, where are you going? That's better. Right, I'm sort of waiting for like the morning haze to disappear because I really want to be able to see the actual size of this field. Because it is nuts. I dread to think how much this field costs. Let's have a quick peek. Come on. Okay, I take it back. That is not the longest side. The side I'm currently going down is the longest side. But yeah, it's not surprising because this field is worth over $1 million. Holy crap. I can't remember what difficulty I went for in the end. I think I went for medium. Whatever the medium is, not the hard difficulty. Maybe it's called normal, I don't know, but the middle one anyway. And I'm very glad I did because I mean these missions are big old missions, but with the hard difficulty it does take a very long time to get anywhere, and that's fine because I'm only streaming once a week. I feel like I need to make a little bit more progress than that, so especially when there's like big mods like the realistic grazing mod. If I have to make a new save for that, I would much rather have made a decent amount of progress in this sort of like mini stream series over making hardly any and then deciding to like switch to a new map or make a new save, whatever. I mean, technically, if I didn't get super far, I guess what I could have done is made a new save and just caught myself up to where I sort of was before. Okay. one side of the field takes so long. But apparently we're 10% through just for one lap, so that's pretty decent. I'm telling myself that means it's not going to take a ridiculously long time to go around and get this mission done. Alright, hopefully now we can get the last little bit. Oh, hello. So, why does it keep... GPS keeps like dragging me straight into trees. And it's... I don't know if that's because something's getting caught or what's going wrong. There we go, that's better. But it kind of reminds me of the lane assist on my Corsa. If I didn't turn it off and I was driving along a country lane, it would try and pull me into the hedge sometimes, and that was terrifying. So I was very glad there was a little button that I could just press and just quickly get rid of it, but yeah, not great. Okay. Alright, now I need to find out how I can attach the right lane up here. Seems to have gone... Oh, no, it's not what I want to do. I want to go around the headland first. Does that look right? I think so. A little bit messy. But it doesn't matter too much. At least we don't have to pick up the grass. That's the one saving grace about this. It doesn't matter how messy it is. It's not our job to do the windrowing and everything else that goes with that. I was kind of hoping that because that's quite a gentle corner that it was gonna automatically pull me round, but sadly it didn't. Not the end of the world. But damn, how nice would it be to own these mowers? These are pretty good working with. Popping out for a quick walk to get the last of my steps in. No worries, honey. Have a nice walk. See you shortly. Game's frozen again. Okay. Oh, balls. That's annoying. Did you get an email or something then? Actually, hold up. If you haven't left yet, I'll be back. 1 second, guys. Hi guys, I am back again. Yeah, annoyingly, a house we were going to go and visit on Saturday is already under offer, which is a shame. But to be fair, I don't know. It was a bit more of like a wild card one, so it's not the end of the world. Something else will pop up. The right thing will come along when it's meant to, and we're not even under offer ourselves yet, so it makes a little difference. We weren't in a position to move forward, so. Right, so 2 laps of the headlands looking like 20% of the field. Pretty good. I wonder if that's like how most contracts are, if it's roughly like 20% per couple of headlands. If so, that's not too shabby. Although I am still seeing this contract going on for quite a long time. It's a big old field. The fog is starting to clear, so hopefully in the not too distant future I will actually be able to see what I'm doing. I really want to see the size of this field. If I can afford to buy this field at some point in this stream series, then it's going to be insane. Although it's quite far away from everything. It's like bottom end of the map. So actually it's not, it's quite a long way from the shop. I don't like to be too far away from the shop just because it's a pain always going back and forth the long way, but it would be cool to buy a field that is £1 million. And it is huge. I imagine like the amount of money you'd make on this one field alone would be insane. Captain, how are you? I'm not too bad, thanks. Got 25. My sister gifted it to me. Oh, that's so nice of her. Have you played it yet? Are you enjoying it? Also, Reckless Roadrunner with the raid. Welcome in. How are you doing? Thank you so much for the raid. How did your stream go? What have you been streaming? Welcome in, raiders. Hope you've all been enjoying the stream. I'm just going to double check. Do I follow you? If not, I definitely will. Oh no, it's opening up the game. Hang on. I will double check after stream. I'm pretty sure I follow you, but I want to double check. Much appreciated for the raid. Farming, nice. FS25. We love FS. Although I will say, the game over the last couple streams has been causing me a bit of jip, but like I said, that's probably the 1300 mods that I have installed. It's probably not the game's fault necessarily. Yes, enjoying it. It's amazing. Nice. Yeah, it's such an upgrade from 22. Like, I know people keep slating it in certain ways, and in some ways I do agree, but honestly, just there's been a hell of a lot of upgrades in this FS20 and this FS25 over 22. Oakbridge Farm. Snapsies. Have you been playing on that map long? I've literally only done 2 streams on this map so far because, to be fair, also not by choice, because I've gone the wrong way around. I was thinking I could yeah, I don't know why I did that really. I need to start going lengthways. Yeah, how long have you been streaming the series? Because, well, this map, because I've literally just started. Yeah, I know, I need to change it. Basically, this map, it will be the bane of my existence, I think, forevermore. I was really excited that Moss Valley was on FS25, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, yep, 100%, I am going to be playing that map. Started playing the map, and the first stream went really well. I was really happy. I think there was a few things like what this save is also currently doing is like having a few freezing issues periodically, but on Moss Valley it's like completely crashing the game. So I tried to stream it. In fact, was it crashing during the first stream as well? I'm not sure. I think it was crashing during the first stream. I disabled precision farming. That seemed to make it okay for the rest of the stream, but then the next time I went to stream, the game just completely crashed every time I tried to open the map. And I still haven't figured out what's causing the problem. I feel like there must be some sort of mod conflict on the map, which is really sad because I absolutely love Moss Valley as a map. But I also love my mods, so I'm not willing to sacrifice one for the other, really. Moss Valley is a great map. This is also a really nice map, to be fair. It's just, yeah, it's very different. Well, I say it's very different. They're both English maps, but the fields on this are huge in comparison to Moss Valley. This is a very pretty map, though. I'm still waiting for the fog to clear so I can actually see the full size of this map, of this field that I'm on. Because I'm doing a ridiculously big mowing contract right now for 51k. But my god, is this field huge. It is ridiculous. But yeah, I meant to change that last time actually, but I only realised it was Moss Valley after I started streaming, and I just couldn't be bothered to fix it. I'll fix it for next time. I'll try and remember doing that at the end of the stream so I can be ahead of the game next time. There's always one thing that I just don't do. Or something goes wrong. Like today I've had big sound issues as well. Always one thing. 2 years. That is insane. It doesn't even feel like I've been streaming for 2 years. Absolutely nuts. Absolutely insane. But it has just been your 2-year anniversary, so how often do you tend to stream? Time flies. Yep, it's mad. Yeah, how often do you stream? Because I will definitely try and pop into your streams in future. Monday to Thursday, nice. Okay, well that's good to know. That should give me plenty of opportunities. What sort of time? Okay, I can't tell if I'm regretting taking this ridiculously big contract on. It is huge. I'm gonna be here all night. Monday and went about 10 AM. Tuesday, Thursday, 7 PM. Nice. Okay, Tuesday I could probably do. I'm normally at work at 10 AM, so I wouldn't be able to do those. But next Tuesday I'll try and pop in. 7 PM is a good time to start streaming. That's what time I start streaming on a Thursday. Do you normally stream FS as well? Like always, or do you mix it up a bit? I used to really like having a bit of a schedule for streaming. When I had more time on my hands, I used to stream Mondays were Minecraft Mondays. I think Wednesday was Warzone Wednesdays. And I think it was Farm Sim Thursdays. Farm Sim has always been a Thursday. Ooh, ETS2. Actually, no, I love ETS2. I haven't played that in years. I say that. I tried to play it the other day for the first time in years and I forgot how to play. It's been such a long time that it was just a bit chaotic. I feel like I tried to do all the controls fairly manually. And I think I need to make it a bit more simple so I can remember how to play the game again. I've never played ATS though. I don't know if I prefer that to ETS2. I love ETS2. I've got quite a lot of the expansions as well. I haven't got the most recent ones though, because I would have. When did I get the game? How long have I had ETS2 for? Probably a good 5 years or so. 4 or 5 years maybe? Damn, time flies. But that is a very good game. I love that game. I do think I've had issues with like Twitch notifications, and I think someone else said the same. I think it was Jordan said she was not having my notifications say like when I went live and stuff. which is really strange. But I think I've been missing mine as well, to be honest. But then again, I know iPhone, the way that iPhone does notifications is strange. Like, it sort of shows them briefly and then it gets, like, sends them down and then you just don't see them again. Just followed your Insta. Oh, thank you very much. Much appreciated. Yeah, I don't really post on my Insta at the moment. A lot of people had trouble. Yeah, I always feel like I just miss when people go live. Like, if I'm on my phone and I see it pop up, I will try and pop in. But I just don't seem to get most of my notifications now. It's so annoying. And then by the time I've realised someone streamed, it seems to be too late because like, they've already stopped streaming. I do like that I can now stream on multiple platforms, so I'm so glad I managed to get that sorted. Right, we are only a third of the way done with this contract. It's nuts how big this field is. I still can't really see because of the haze, but let's just quickly switch. Yeah, see, look, it's still very hazy, but the size of it is insane. I dread to think how much money you make from one cut of silage on this. Thank you for following that guy, Mike. Much appreciated. Welcome to the Cutie Pie game. Recently started mod stream as well. Nice. Do you have YouTube? If you do, I'll give you a follow. Or a subscription, whatever you want to call it. You subscribe on YouTube. Terminology. I wish it was all the same across all the platforms. Then I can remember what each one is. What am I up to for the rest of the week? That is a very good question. What am I up to? Well, I was going to be seeing a house on Saturday, but that's not happening anymore because that is now under offer, which is a bit of a shame. But I am going to see the Lilo and Stitch movie, which is going to be fun. Going to the gym, and also potentially going ring shopping this weekend. So, how big is the field? It is ridiculously big. Like, you can't even see that end of the field at the moment because of the haze. But it's somewhere over there in the distance. Ridiculous. Did I say ring shopping? I did indeed. Yeah, gotta get the wedding rings. We might not actually buy them on Saturday, but we just want to go and have a look. Get a bit of a feeler for what you might want to go for. How have I not got that sorted yet? Chris, I don't have much sorted yet. I'm not gonna lie. But also, we don't really go shopping that much in town. So, like, we just haven't got around to it yet. But I've been desperate to get to Primark because I need some more tights for work. I know that's not really the most exciting thing, but Tesco's tights are absolutely awful. For all of you that wear tights out there, would not recommend Tesco's tights. That is a big no-no. They break in 2 seconds. But yeah, Chris, I mean, the biggest thing for me was getting my dress. I managed to get that sorted in January. I think it was January. I think we've got like the big things ticked off, but the rings is like the next biggest thing probably on the list to sort. So yeah, gonna try and get that sorted. But Jack doesn't really know what he wants to get. I think he sort of knows but isn't 100% sold. And I've got a really pretty engagement ring, so I just want something simple to go underneath it, quite thin. I don't want it to be too chunky. And then hopefully it'll look good together. yeah, I think it's going to be the order of events for the wedding in my mind at the moment is rings will probably be one of the next ones. Jack needs to get a suit still, which is quite a big thing on the list of things to do. And then after that it's mostly like decorations and stuff, which is kind of the fun stuff. So I need to start getting all that put together, and I also need to decide what I'm going to make for the wedding cake. I've already made the fruitcake bits of the wedding cake, but because I don't like fruitcake, we've got a big fruitcake, we're going to have a big normal cake, and probably some cupcakes. Haven't really decided yet, but I think there's going to be a few different things. Although everyone keeps telling me that I have to ice the cupcakes the day before the wedding, and I shouldn't be doing that the day before the wedding, but I really like icing cupcakes, and I also know Gina likes icing cupcakes, so I think between us we could probably get them done within like half an hour to an hour, so I don't think that's like the worst thing to be doing the night before the wedding. I think it'd be quite relaxing and therapeutic. But I've had multiple people telling me that's a terrible idea, but what do they know, eh? I do what I want. But what I'm thinking is I might have to do some like practice runs of the cupcakes. What a terrible shame, I just have to eat some more cupcakes. Practice run of the icing. See how easy it is, if it's as easy as I think it'll be, and then I'll have a good idea if it's worth it or not. It's like baking them, I can bake them before and freeze them, that's fine. The icing is something that has to be done last minute. And I always need an excuse to bake. I love baking. But it's not really compatible with the wedding diet, you know, not that I'm massively on a diet right now, which I should be. Right. We are getting towards the halfway mark with this ridiculously big mission. And it feels like I've been doing it for hours. I think I've been doing it for about half an hour so far. So this mission in total is going to probably take a good hour to get it done, which is absolutely nuts. I'm tempted to potentially do this in 2 parts and mix it up with something else in between. The problem is with that is I'd have to drive back to the shop to then come back here and finish it off. I really like the look of that 81k harvesting mission though. If it will actually unfreeze and click on the mission, that would be good. There we go. Oh my goodness. You get 2 harvesters to do that mission? That is insane. I don't think I've ever seen a contract that big that's required 2 separate harvesters. The problem with these though is that I don't know if those are the ones that have got a capacity or not. If they're ones that, I don't think they're, oh, it's hard to tell what they are. If they're the ones I think they are, they don't actually have like any storage, so you literally have to be driving alongside. Yes, they have no capacity, so you can't do what you would normally do with a harvester, drive along and then unload it. You have to have someone driving alongside you, and they have to be perfectly lined up with you for you to not waste any of the product, which is ridiculously difficult to do. It's not easy. I mean, it's not so bad if you've got someone playing multiplayer to do it, but if you're trying to do that by yourself, don't think you can. I've got the follow me mod on now, so maybe it wouldn't be so bad. But trying to get it right would be pretty tricky. Although from the looks of things, that whole contract would actually be worth 108k, which is insane. That would keep me going for a while. But I don't think it's worth the risk, just in case. Like that one, even that smaller one comes with 2 different harvesters, which is crazy. But that is basically a 4-person mission, because you need 2 people running the harvesters and 2 people running alongside. So I don't think that's a good idea. However, I do like the look of that 50k fertilizing job. That shouldn't take long at all. I can definitely do that one by myself and another 50k in the bank. So that is definitely more worthwhile than this job that I'm currently doing, which is 53k and is taking easily 4 times the amount of time that it took me to do that other fertilizing contract. So maybe I didn't choose too well on this one, but I fancy doing something a bit different to what I've been doing so far. So it is what it is. I will say though, part of me is tempted to actually leave the worker to do this and go and crack on with that fertilizing contract. But I think I'll only do that if I really start losing the will to live with this, because yeah, it's not that long until stream wraps up, to be honest. So I think we shall wait and see. But yeah, it's nuts that the fertilizing contract, which takes literally a quarter of the time, is worth the same amount as this. I know you have to put in a bit of fertilizer, but even with doing that, that is still crazy money. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. That's better. I still cannot get over the size of this field. Also, if you're wondering why I'm pouring a jug into my water bottle, it's because I'm too lazy to make multiple trips up and downstairs. So I just top that up, and that keeps me going all evening. I am, however, getting very good at spilling it all over myself. You'd think it'd be the opposite way around and you'd get better, but no, almost every time without fail recently, water has gone all over me. Or the floor, or my desk, or both. So, if you guys watching don't follow me on TikTok, please give me a follow. I am currently streaming on there at the moment. I also weirdly have a TikTok which wasn't doing amazingly. Like it's a little crafting one that I made a while ago. I think it was over Christmas. It got to about 2,000 views and then it stopped. It is now kicking off at the moment and it's on over 10k views, which has literally happened in like the last week. So I don't know what's happened, but obviously something's going right on it at the moment. So I don't know if anyone is interested and fancies checking that out, but yeah, it's nuts that it's just suddenly kicked off. I do definitely want to be like starting to post more stuff on there. I mean, with the wedding coming up, I am almost certainly going to be posting a few more like DIY stuff on bits and pieces on there. So yeah, would recommend if you're interested. You follow me on TikTok? Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, so are you Reckless Roadrunner? Are you streaming just on TikTok, or what? Well, what are you streaming on apart from Twitch? Because you said you were multi-streaming as well. I'm so glad I got Stream Elements multi-streaming working, because there was no way I was going to be paying to multi-stream. I think is it Streamlabs that lets you multi-stream if you pay a certain amount, and There was another thing that I was using, which I can't even remember the name of now, that I was using to multi-stream to begin with. I could stream to YouTube for free as well as Twitch at the same time. But if you wanted to do any more than 2, you had to pay. It was quite expensive. I think it was like 20 quid a month, which is nuts. Twitch and TikTok, nice. Have you considered streaming on YouTube at all? I do need to actually go back and rename some of my last streams, to be honest. So. Not at the moment, fair. Yeah, for me the biggest one was trying to get on TikTok. Which seemed overly complicated on some of the platforms, but I managed to get it working in the end, so. But yeah, I could definitely do with a third monitor. That would make everything so much easier. Right, guys. I have had a ridiculously, like, tiring week. I don't know why, but I just cannot get to sleep at the moment. So my plan is to stream until I get to 70% on this field, and then I'm going to call it there for the night. I do plan on streaming. Oh, thank you very much for liking the live on TikTok. That's much appreciated. I do plan on streaming again next Thursday. So if you guys have enjoyed, please stick around and come back next week for more fun. I won't do mowing the whole last hour of stream. It will hopefully just be a little bit at the beginning. I'll do the fertilizing contract as well next week, so that'll be another 50k in the bank, which means we starting off the beginning of the stream with about 100k, 120k in the bank, which means I can actually definitely get a really decent set of mowers, and crack on with starting grass work on my own field, which is exciting. It's the first step towards animals of some description. I don't know what they're going to be yet, but I might also look at buying that horse training paddock behind the field that I currently own, just to expand the land a bit more, and also, yeah, I do want some animals. I just don't know what ones I want to start with. Still haven't made that decision. If you guys can convince me one way or another, then I will definitely take into account what you guys want me to go for. Reckless Roadrunner, have you got any animals in your farm at the moment? I was thinking like sheep, just because they're easy. Early game anyway, just to keep on like managing. I would potentially also have goats. Yeah, I don't know. Chickens, lol, nice. There is literally a chicken barn paddock thing right next to the land that I own. Actually, as you've been playing on this map, you probably know which one I mean. You know where the tennis court is and the little horse training field, there's a little chicken patch. Is that where you have chickens, or have you put your own chickens down somewhere else? Because I am debating buying that. It's only 4k. I don't know what the capacity is, but a few eggs here and there wouldn't be too bad. I was going to say wouldn't go amiss, but I don't think that's the right words that I'm looking for that sentence. My own took the cow shed out. Oh nice, the big one. Because I'm probably going to keep that, to be honest, if I can ever buy it. But to begin with, I might buy just a patch of land and put some pasture down. Yeah, nice. Nice. Yeah, that's a big bit of, that is a big old shed, to be fair, so that probably frees up quite a lot of space. 69%. Alright, we're getting close, guys. I'm just gonna probably finish this one row, seeing as that'll probably get me to the 70% mark anyway. Hopefully anyway. And then we'll be set up ready for next time. I don't normally like leaving missions halfway through, but I am absolutely cream cracker today. And yeah, I've got to work tomorrow. I've got to work tomorrow and donating blood in the evening as well. So, got to be well rested and ready to face the day. But thank you guys so much for hanging out. Reckless Roadrunner, again, thank you so much for the raid. That was unexpected and much appreciated, so thank you so much again. You make a lot selling eggs, that's good to know. I do think I do want to get chickens, but I kind of want to wait until I can give them their own food, like from what I've grown. However, there are probably some harvesting missions coming up. When is harvest time? For grains are... Where's barley? Oh no, that's actually gonna... We've just missed the right harvest time. What else do they eat? They eat sorghum, don't they? I don't know if there's any sorghum on this map actually. By default, I wouldn't have thought it's something that's probably really planted in the UK. I don't know though, for sure. Let's just quickly check if there's any sorghum growing. No, there's absolutely zero sorghum growing. So if I did go for chickens, I would have to pay for all the feed to begin with, which, I mean, it's not ridiculously painfully expensive, but if I can avoid it, I would prefer to. Whereas I've got plenty of grass, so I'm thinking, yeah, something that eats grass. So that is sheep, goats, cows, and that is about it. One of those three. So it'll probably be one of those three. Let me know what you guys think. If we also Big Chungus, I absolutely love that username, welcome. If we decided to go with goats, I could potentially get goats that are, you know, already producing milk, and potentially look at getting a small dairy or leasing a dairy. I don't actually know if there's any productions on this map. I don't think there are really. No, it doesn't look like it. So yeah, that's not ideal. I'd have to look at getting something like one of these little things. So I do have a lot of mods for this sort of thing, because I feel like it's unrealistic to place big dairies and stuff everywhere, especially on a map that's not super huge. So like the little sawmills, I think that's so much better and so much more realistic than getting a massive sawmill, especially with the cost of them. They are very expensive. I'm sure I've got some like tiny dairies and stuff as well. Yeah, like, so that one's pretty cute. Definitely more like appropriate for the size of the farm. Obviously you can't place it here, but 36k is so much cheaper than a big old dairy, so that is definitely the way to go, I think. But yeah, I think obviously with milk and stuff, it's definitely worth trying to turn it into something. Same with like wool, or so if I got sheep, I would probably try and get a small tailor shop, make some fabric from that. Is it a tailor shop or a spinnery? One of those anyway, and turn into something that's worth a shit ton more. So anyway guys, it's been a great stream. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Hopefully see you in the next one, and have a great weekend. Bye bye.